Welcome to the Edumagic New Educator Podcast, the go-to show for supporting new educators navigating the exciting journey from campus to the classroom. Join your host, Dr. Sam Fesich, for a blend of inspiration, advice, and practical strategies, one cup of coffee at a time.
Hi, I'm Adam Geis.
I'm David Lurch.
We're hosts of the EdTech Distilled podcast, which is a part of the Education Podcast Network.
Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
Hello, Edumagicians, and welcome back to another episode of the Edumagic podcast. My name is Dr. Sam Fesich, and we're recording live from KDP Convo. And today I have with me Nathan and Kristina from Passage Preparation. Nathan and Kristina, welcome to the show.
Thanks.
Hello.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, and so today we're going to be talking a little bit about your program, Passage Preparation. Why is it important for future teachers to know about, or higher ed faculty to know about and implement into the coursework? So let's start with what is it?
Passage Preparation is a series of courses that are aligned to state-specific licensing exams that are required for certification. Almost every state in the United States requires potential educators to take a test to get a license to teach in its public schools. And we have worked with teachers and teacher educators to break down the content that's covered on those tests and develop curriculum and instructional resources to help aspiring teachers prepare for those certification exams.
Oh, that sounds so helpful.
And then I will just tag team the second part. So I have worked with teachers who are in the process of getting certified, and I have seen the struggle with passing those content exams. I've also seen the different types of support that they've had at their hands, for lack of a better word. And so when I look at what Passage Preparation does and the courses that they've developed, and knowing what I've seen and knowing the experiences and the struggles, it's different. And you could tell that it's different because it has been looked at from the eyes of an educator.
So let's talk about the why. Why did you decide to develop this program?
That's a great question. I have worked in teacher licensure for over 20 years. And the last 12 to 13 years, I worked for either ETS or Pearson, and those are the two companies that deliver the teacher licensure assessments. In that time, I talked to people who wanted to hire teachers who couldn't pass the test. I talked to faculty who were trying to prepare people who couldn't pass the test. And most heartbreakingly, I talked to individuals who were struggling to pass the test. And I decided personally it was time for a career change, and I wanted to do something that was based on the 20 plus years of experience that I had, that would allow me that opportunity to kind of contribute and help those people who were struggling to pass the test. And that's how Passage Preparation came about.
So when they log in, that's another thing that I will say. So my background, just to kind of give that also context, I was a K-12 teacher and I did special education middle school. And I say all that to say, because one of the things that you see when you first enter the course is those standard things where you talk about the course, you understand what's going to happen, but there's also some intentionality behind talking to yourself. So some tips around how to be prepared, but some tips also about the way you talk to yourself. So remembering to breathe, remembering to take a moment and things like that. Those are all embedded in the course at the front.
Wow, that
and
makes
so
a difference.
Thank you, because our self-talk, it does a lot. And then once you actually get into the course, again, looking at it from the context of a K-12 classroom, we think about how is the information being delivered. So the modalities, there's videos embedded, the images are there, it's not text heavy. We thought about how do we do it in the classroom? We make sure there's formative assessments as well as summative assessments. There's lots of practice opportunity. So all of those things. And the other piece about that is we, of course, want you to be successful on your licensure exam, but we also want you to be a successful teacher.
Yes.
So there's elements of modeling that we're hoping that will transfer to the classroom in terms of how you break down information. And then, of course, giving time to create goals and objectives and searching and reaching for those goals and making those plans. All of that is embedded into these courses in an asynchronous fashion.
We reached out to KDP earlier this year to see if we could partner with its member institutions to actually apply efficacy studies to our courses. So KDP member institutions or chapters within its member institutions, those individuals in those programs will receive free access to our courses this year. In exchange, they will let us know what they thought about the course, how well it prepared them, and we will see, and whether or not they passed the actual praxis exam. And then on the back end, we will be able to see how well they did on our diagnostic assessments, our practice assessments, and how much time they spent in our course, so that we can answer that question more thoroughly next year.
Yeah, oh, that's excellent. So just to recap that, I heard the word free, and as aspiring teachers, we specialize in free sometimes, right? Because we only have money for pizza and coffee. But this is a fantastic opportunity that they can take advantage of here at KDP Convo.
Exactly, yes.
I will say, though, we are working on the quantitative, but we have received lots of qualitative feedback from the courses. And so a lot of the times what we're hearing is that it's more comprehensive than the other things that they have experienced. They definitely appreciate the practice opportunities, definitely appreciate the formatting in terms of the ease of access, and the Canvas piece of it is really easy to manipulate and go through. And so we are definitely getting the type of feedback that you really honestly want.
Yes,
because
yes.
As educators, we also know that unfortunately some people just aren't good test takers, but that's not indicative, there's the word I'm looking for, of them as a person and as a teacher and all of that. So when you're coming back and you're saying, I really appreciated this really helped me, that's also a win for us as well.
Yes, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. So let's talk about how do they get started? Where do they go to find more about passage preparation?
Easily go to passagepreparation.com, create an account, and you can see the courses that are aligned to the tests that are required in each state. You can search the site by state. You can search it by product, such as Praxis or Texas or Ohio assessments, whatever the case may be. Create the account and check out one of the courses.
Honestly, one thing I will say is I do not put my name behind something that I don't think is good. And I really, being in a classroom, teaching people who are about to become teachers and seeing that process and understanding the barriers that there are for some of our teachers to get into the classroom, I really feel like this is something that can truly make a difference, especially when utilized the way we would like you to utilize it, like really digging in and taking the notes and going through it. I do believe that it would be effective for most people.
I'll punctuate that and say that we all believe that the profession deserves a high standard, but we also believe that candidates deserve the support that they need to meet that standard. And that's the premise that is the foundation of everything that we do, and how we build the courses, how we talk to candidates in one-on-one situations, and how we talk to faculty who are supporting them.
That is awesome. I love that. Let's end on that note, friends. That was fantastic. If you're looking for more information here at KDP Convo, make sure you stop by Passage Preparation booth.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Edumagic New Educator podcast. If you found it helpful, please leave a rating and review or share it with a friend. Always remember, you have the Edumagic in you.